Among the great rulers of the medieval world, few names shine as brightly as Mansa Musa, the 14th century emperor of the Mali Empire in West Africa. Revered for his immense wealth, his legendary pilgrimage to Mecca, and his support for education and culture, Mansa Musa stands as a symbol of African prosperity and influence during the Middle Ages. Today we will explore his early life, his rise and reign, the famous pilgrimage to Mecca, and the enduring legacy he left behind. Welcome to Chronicles and Conquerors, where history's greatest empires, leaders, and battles come to life. From the rise of ancient civilizations to the legends of conquerors who shaped our world, every story here is crafted to inspire, educate, and ignite your curiosity. Subscribe and step into the past to uncover the power, glory, and lessons of history's greatest figures. Mansa Musa, born around 1280 CE, was a member of the royal Keita dynasty of Mali, one of the most influential dynasties in West African history. Little is known about his early life, but historical accounts suggest he received a well-rounded education in Islamic studies, mathematics, astronomy, and governance. At the time of his birth, Mali was already a flourishing empire that had risen under the leadership of Sundiata Keita, the legendary founder who united the Mandinka people after defeating the Soso Empire in the 13th century. The empire's wealth was built upon control of trans-Saharan trade routes, through which gold, salt, copper, and ivory flowed between Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. In 1312 CE, Musa ascended the throne following the mysterious disappearance of Emperor Abu Bakr II, who is said to have set out on an expedition across the Atlantic Ocean in search of new lands. With Abu Bakr's departure and subsequent failure to return, Musa, then serving as his deputy, became the new ruler of Mali. His rise marked the beginning of a reign that would define one of Africa's greatest empires. Upon taking the throne, Mansa Musa inherited an empire rich in natural resources and strategic trade connections. The Mali Empire controlled nearly half of the world's known gold reserves, along with vast deposits of salt and copper commodities that were vital to international trade and highly prized across the Islamic world and Europe. Mansa Musa proved to be not only a capable ruler, but also a visionary leader. He strengthened central authority, reformed administrative systems, and built a professional army to protect trade routes and maintain internal stability. Through diplomacy and conquest, he expanded Mali's borders to include parts of modern-day Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Niger, Nigeria, and Chad, transforming Mali into one of the most powerful and prosperous states of the medieval era. The most famous event of Mansa Musa's reign, and perhaps one of the most legendary journeys in world history, was his pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 CE. As a devout Muslim, Musa sought to fulfill the sacred duty of the Hajj, but his voyage became far more than a religious act. It was a global display of Mali's wealth, power, and cultural sophistication. Contemporary accounts describe a truly extraordinary procession, tens of thousands of attendants, soldiers, and servants, along with hundreds of camels and horses loaded with gold. The caravan stretched for miles as it crossed the Sahara Desert and the bustling cities of North Africa. When Mansa Musa arrived in Cairo, his generosity astonished the local population and the ruling Mamluk Sultan al-Malik al-Nasir. Musa distributed enormous quantities of gold among the poor, scholars, and traders. However, his lavish spending had unintended consequences. The sudden influx of gold caused inflation in Egypt, devaluing the precious metal for over a decade. Historians later estimated that his gifts led to what would today amount to billions of dollars in economic disruption, making this pilgrimage one of the most remarkable economic events of the Middle Ages. Yet it also had profound cultural and political effects. For the first time, West Africa was firmly placed on the world map, and the name Mali became synonymous with wealth and splendor across the Islamic and European worlds. Beyond his immense wealth, Mansa Musa is remembered as a patron of education, architecture, and religion. On his return journey from Mecca, he brought with him scholars, architects, and artists from the Islamic world, including the renowned Andalusian architect Abu Ishaq al-Sahili. Under Musa's patronage, the city of Timbuktu became a beacon of learning and faith. He commissioned the construction of magnificent buildings, such as the Jinguereber Mosque, still standing today as a testament to medieval African architecture. He also founded and supported the University of Sankore, which evolved into one of the world's greatest centers of Islamic scholarship. At its height, the university hosted nearly 25,000 students and housed an estimated 800,000 manuscripts in its library. Scholars from across Africa and the Middle East came to study subjects ranging from law and medicine to astronomy and theology. Timbuktu became a true intellectual capital of the Islamic world, rivaling cities like Baghdad and Cairo. Mansa Musa's reign was marked by both territorial expansion and political stability. He reportedly annexed 24 cities during his rule, including the vital trading hub of Gao. Through wise governance and effective administration, he maintained control over a vast and culturally diverse population. His rule demonstrated not only the strength of Mali's economy, but also the sophistication of its political institutions. The empire's laws, traditions, and social structure were rooted in the earlier Kurugan Fuga Charter, a proto-constitution established during the reign of Sundiata Keita. Mansa Musa continued this legacy, emphasizing justice, unity, and humane treatment of his people, values that helped maintain Mali's cohesion during its golden age. Mansa Musa died sometime between 1332 and 1337 CE, leaving behind an empire that remained prosperous long after his death. He was succeeded by his son, who struggled to maintain the same level of stability and prosperity, and later by his brother, Mansa Suleiman, who sought to restore the empire's strength. Even as Mali began to decline in the following centuries, Mansa Musa's achievements continued to resonate throughout Africa and beyond. His reign was immortalized in the 1375 Catalan Atlas, which depicted a majestic African king seated on a golden throne, holding a nugget of gold, a powerful image of wealth and sovereignty. Modern historians and economists continue to debate the true extent of Mansa Musa's fortune. Some estimates suggest his wealth would exceed $400 billion today, but as one historian wrote, he was richer than anyone could describe. His true legacy, however, lies not in material wealth, but in his visionary leadership, commitment to education, and devotion to faith. Mansa Musa's life stands as a powerful reminder that Africa played a central role in global history, a continent of great empires, scholars, and achievements long before European colonization. Through his wealth, wisdom, and generosity, Mansa Musa elevated the Mali Empire to unprecedented heights and ensured its place in the chronicles of world civilization. He remains a symbol of spiritual devotion, prosperity, and enlightened rule, proving that the most enduring riches are those that uplift minds and inspire generations. And that brings us to the end of Mansa Musa's incredible story, the man whose wealth, wisdom, and faith reshaped not only Mali, but how the entire world viewed Africa. His journey proves that true greatness isn't just measured in gold, but in legacy, knowledge, and leadership that stands the test of time. If you enjoyed learning about the richest man in history and want to see more stories of powerful empires, legendary leaders, and hidden chapters of world history, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where history comes alive.